Hey, how you doing there again, folks? Me again, of course, Brandon Wenzel. Come back at you. Another offering. Off my sampler platter. Yes, indeed, folks. I play a series of videos I've been doing for a little while now. Go over there, try out food and drink items. I eat stuff, I drink stuff, then, folks, I'm going to talk about stuff. I'm going to let you know all that you need to know about hopefully delicious stuff. That time I'm doing this, folks, I'm not going to lie, I'm more than a little bit excited for this one. But we'll get to that. Folks, it's super simple format. I'm going to go over there, I'm going to try out food and or drink items for you. Whilst I'm doing so, I'm yammer on about it for a bit. Whilst I'm doing all that, I am inside my truck, and whilst I'm doing all that, folks, I'm wearing a super cool shirt. Folks, when I wear super cool shirts, I always like to highlight the super cool shirt. What super cool shirt am I wearing for you today, though? Happens to be my Rob Zombie shirt. Yeah, buddy. I would imagine a good chunk of people are familiar with Rob Zombie. He has had a several decades spanning career at the time I'm doing this. Between his original run with the band White Zombie and then his eventual solo stuff. The guy, he's an icon in the metal world for, so many reasons. He's also directed films of varying quality, if we're being honest. I got into his stuff back in high school. A friend of mine went over there and burned me one of the White Zombie CDs, the one with More Human Than Human on it. I can't think of the name of it off the top of my head. And I just wore that thing out, man. I just was so into that. And it was from there that I kind of, extended my love for his stuff into his solo stuff. And I was fortunate enough a few years ago at the time I'm watching this, or the time I'm doing this, I managed to actually go out and see him live. And it was incredible. If you don't believe me, I actually do have some videos from his performance I attended. Those videos are on my channel, just in case maybe you want to check them out. If nothing else, I'd be more than happy to point you in the right direction as far as the music is concerned, because, Rob Zombie's awesome. But anyway, what am I trying for you today, folks? What are we doing here? Why am I so excited for it? Well, folks, I'm really excited for it because I'm going to be reviewing something from a favorite local spot of mine. Specifically, a place called Zenwhich in Elmhurst, Illinois, which is a spot that I'm very fond of. They make Asian-inspired sandwiches, and I've reviewed a number of their products in the past. But, turns out they have a new sandwich. So, what am I reviewing for you? Boom! Boom! But what is this? This is their Pho-King brisket sandwich, which consists of slow-cooked Angus beef, caramelized onions, jalapeno, cilantro, bean sprouts, hoisin, and sriracha sauce. Ooh, okay. Now, folks, this is a sandwich review, and if you watch my channel, you already know it's coming. I'm calling this a sub sandwich review. Well, with it being a sub sandwich review, I do have to go over there and preface it real quick with three things. Number one, for over 3 years now, I've been going on sub sandwich adventures. What that means is I've been going out to basically every place that sells sub sandwiches, be they chain locations, proper delis, Walmart, what have you. I've been trying out sandwiches, I've been reviewing them, I've been posting them on my YouTube channel. But I'm such a nice guy, I don't just post on my YouTube channel. I actually have an entire playlist called Subs for Subs. This is where number 2 comes into play. At the time I'm doing this, folks, I have over 200 sub sandwich reviews in that playlist. But maybe you're greedy, maybe you want even more sub sandwich review and goodness. All you have to do is wait until Sunday. Why? Because Sunday is SUBday. That's number 3. Every Sunday I go over there, I post up a sub sandwich review. I've not missed a Sunday in 3 years. And I also want to mention, this is also going to end up on my Eating Out Illinois playlist, which is a playlist for just Illinois spots. But let's actually get to it, since I know that none of you give a shit about my intro. Okay, let's get a thing for the thing here. Looks... it looks like... Gonna get a thing? Yeah, well, like that. Sandwich. I'm a super happy Brandon Wenzel. Oh, that's awesome. That hoisin and that sriracha? Oh my God, that's delicious. Oh, So good. So the construction and kind of the eating experience reminds me a little bit of a banh mi sandwich, which makes sense because banh mi's are like a famous Vietnamese type of sandwich. I've reviewed some in the past. And pho is obviously a Vietnamese style soup, which I've also reviewed in the past. So it's kind of combining those two things into one sandwich format, and it's absolutely incredible. The brisket is super tender and so good, but it still has some bite to it. Like, yeah, you want it to be tender, but you don't want it to be like slop, you know? You want it to still have some composition to it. Absolutely has that. I'm loving the addition of the bean sprouts and the jalapeno to this, in part for the textural element, because like I was saying with the like a banh mi, you know, usually they have like pickled carrots and stuff like that in there, so you get like some nice crunch along with everything else. Plus, you've got that little extra heat from the jalapeno, helps kind of opens things up, give it a little extra freshness. This is super duper good. I love the hoisin sauce with the sriracha because it gives you like a sweet heat thing. You know, you get some sweetness from the hoisin, some heat from the sriracha. It's not overly spicy, even with the jalapenos, but it's got a nice kick to it, and all of the flavors perfectly complement each other. This is insanely delicious. You get, oh, that's so good. You get all of these delicious flavors working in concert with one another. I love flavor combinations. And as long as you can balance them out and make it work, oh, the heat is so nice on that. I'm a big fan. So in this, you've got a mix of sweet, savory, spicy. You've also got the nice crunch from the veg and the texture, you know, that brings to the sandwich. I also want to mention their bread is always really good too. I don't know if it's like from a specific brand or how it's done. Maybe they make it in-house. I genuinely don't know. But they use very good bread for their sandwiches. That is insanely delicious. Like, I always love Zenwhich. I've never had anything from them that I'm not a big fan of. They are definitely one of my favorite spots in the entirety of Illinois. I genuinely think that they're like one of the best spots out there, and I'm really happy that they're, you know, not close, but close enough to me that they're not too far of a trek. And I love that they're going over there and trying out new things and putting out new creations. And this, for me, is a top tier sandwich from them. This is so good. I also want to mention, I forgot to keep mentioning, the caramelized onions are also great too. If you watch my channel, you know I've become a caramelized onion convert. I'm not a big onion guy, but if you do caramelized onions properly, which they absolutely did, where they're nice, they're caramelized, you know, they lose that rawness, you know, but they gain sweetness. Oh, it's so good. But two questions have to be asked. Would I get it again? Would I recommend it? I mean, come on. Absolutely and absolutely. Again, I've never had anything from Zenwhich that I didn't love, but there's different levels of love, let's be honest. Folks with more than one kid, you know what I'm talking about. You know I do. You know it. No, that is fantastic, man. That hits so hard for me. I love all the flavors going on. I love the heat that it gives you, where it's got some kick, you know. It's definitely got some kick, especially at the end. But it's not, for me, it's not abrasive. And it just brings out the rest of the flavors, and it's so good. Everything about it is so good. And I love the fact that it is reminiscent of two famous, you know, Vietnamese dishes. And I'm a big fan of Vietnamese food. So tying that into a sandwich is just so cool. Folks, if you watch my channel, you already know where I'm going with this. I'm calling this the business. When I refer to something as being the business, that means it's basically a perfect item. You could tweak it a little bit, you could do a little bit here or there, but fundamentally, it's just perfect. And this, for me, again, is not only a great Zenwhich sandwich, this is a top-tier Zenwhich sandwich for me. That's why, if I'm recommending it, I'm absolutely recommending it. The only people I would say maybe who wouldn't be into this, kind of two groups of people. If you're not into spicy stuff, although I personally don't think this is like abrasively spicy, it does have enough heat that I could see some people not being into it. One of my friends, he just doesn't like spicy at all on any level. It's not his thing. Some people are like that, and that's perfectly fine. The only other thing I could see maybe throwing people a little bit is the addition of the cilantro. I know that for some people, they just don't get along with cilantro. For me, I like it. It just opens things up a little bit. But otherwise, absolutely. This, for me, is a fucking huge winner. And I think that people, if you live in the area, you absolutely need to get out and get the sandwich. And I think if you're visiting Illinois in like the western suburbs, it should be a destination spot for you. But 5 things before you get out of here. Have yourself a great rest of your day, spectacular rest of your week, monumental rest of your month, stupendous rest of your year. Folks, go over there themselves a truly Vietnamese brisket pho banh mi-tastic rest of your life. Final 2 things. Number 1, try to bring some positivity in the world. It's not always possible. It is, however, always appreciated. But what do you do if you can't do it all the time? I know I can't do it all the time. Here's what you're going to do, folks. You're going to try not to be an asshole. Folks, it's not always the easiest thing in the world to not be an asshole. Trust me. I know it. I live it. I'm out there every day with you in it. Life can be stressful and frustrating and just bullshit sometimes, folks. When we find ourselves in situations where we have to deal with said bullshit, it's important we go over there whenever possible. Take a step back. Try to mitigate the level of assholishness in our lives. Hopefully, do better for ourselves and for those around us. Very final thing, folks. Do the thing. Whatever the thing is for you, that's what I want. That's what I want you to go out and do. Folks, I've said it before, I'll say it again. Explore your local food scene. I found this place, probably about 7-8 years ago, something like that. And it was just me putzing around, on my phone, just like, the spots to eat. And it turned out that this place was, just a jump, skip, and a hop away, and I'd never known that, even though I'd probably driven by it a million times. Explore your local scene. You don't always win, but sometimes you win big. Anyway,